11th of November already. But I want to go through, I have 40 charts that I follow all the time. I'm going to blast through them, and I also going to give you some commentary. I'm going to try to keep doing some twofers here to give you some insight as to my thinking. But let me just start with my charts here. XIV, it popped from Sunday and because of the news about Hillary, and at any event, if she wins or she loses, it's going to crash. But if she wins, you know, we could get up in this area here. You're not going to be able to trade it because it'll already be up there in the morning. And I think that's going to be it for the unwind here, because people are going to turn around in the next couple days and start fretting over the Fed, and we go right into the week before. Actually, I think it is options expiration already next week, so it's going to be a really crazy week. So, if this thing gets up to 40, between 40 and 42, you can't chase it. If it crashes, then we'll look for an opportunity to buy it. I just did some day trading here. It's just moving too fast to even share it with anybody. But it's that's my view on XIV at the moment. So, they can only take this down so far, and I think it'll push it up towards the 42 area. And the chart says, hey, Labu's a buy. If Hillary gets in, I think she's going to cause a lot of issues with biotech. So I've just been staying away from it, even though they had some sort of reflex bounce here for reasons unknown. They're going to go after the biotech pharma industry hard because that's where the money is right now, and politicians love to take where the money is. So it's going to be an interesting battle, because Schumer is a big Dem. He protects those pharmaceutical companies. Ironic, isn't it? They talk about being for the little guy, but he's in their pocket. So it's going to be some really interesting battles. Also, California, big biotech area, Feinstein and Boxer. Don't let these Democrats think they're for you, because they're not. They're for themselves. Corn, a little bounce today. It was really nice, and we're going to go into a 3-month seasonal positive on corn, so it's going to support our corn, our JJG, DBA positions. JJG, just talked about it. Dust, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I think it's all going to depend on the Fed, and it's been pushed down because they think risk is coming out of the market. And I think Dust may just keep pushing here. It's getting a little overbought right now on my signal, and but I think I have a hard time thinking the Fed's going to raise rates. I don't care what anybody says. I just don't see the economics supporting it. And if they do raise rates, it's going to be another one and done for a long time, because they're going to just crash the economy. So I would look for an opportunity to short Dust here in the next 2 weeks. AGs, again, sitting on my hands on the miners. Drip, I almost pulled the trigger on shorting Drip today because the oil's doing some really interesting things, but I held off. I'm just going to wait for a day or two. I didn't want to jump in front of the election bus. Same with SLW. Had a little bit of a bounce today, but I'm in no hurry to chase it. This was my biggest position. I took it all to cash and last week, and I'm just kind of sitting on my hand to see what they do with the Fed. Wheat, again, it's constructive. It's on the top of that downtrending linear regression line. I think it's going to lift from there. So I'm very positive on the grains. We have now a confirmed weak La Nina, and you're seeing it in the weather right now. The southeast is just drying out hugely. A little Trump humor there. And it's gonna cause very, very cold Midwest. Canada will be cold, and Russia and Europe is already cold and snowing. And what's going to happen, regardless of how warm it is now, that cold air will be coming to the U.S. and it's going to sit in our continent February, March, April, and it's going to be very, very cold spring. So just watch it, and I think that's going to delay all the planning on this side. All that snow is going to delay all the planning. It's going to be very wet in Russia and Europe next year again, and it's going to delay that. And I think it's going to support grain prices next year. Same with biotech. I just don't politically. I just think it's difficult to support biotech right now. Emerging markets. It's interesting. The dollar was up today. Emerging markets popped. I think it's a reaction to Trump not getting elected and not putting protectionist policies in place. But whatever. If the dollar falls, I don't think it's going to fall for a long time. A lot of people think, oh, the dollar's going to go down, blah blah blah. But there's so much debt out there that's dollar denominated with an economy that's starting to slow around the world. I wouldn't be surprised if any dollar falling will be short lived. Silver again, I'm waiting. I'd love for it to get down into the mid 16s again for a buy. This is going to be my short of 2017. I'm just waiting patiently. I already had one good trade with puts. It's sitting on its VWAP right now, and I would love for to have an election euphoria here, and then be able to get back into it again and drop it back down. But this is in a pretty determined downtrend. If you look out at a longer view here, who wants to own commercial real estate right now with the economy, with Amazon, with healthcare that's taking away people's spending, and economy getting older? So, not the economy, the people. ERX, I think ERX has a chance to pop. If Will goes, ERX is going to go higher. SPY, it's just sitting right on this fib line. I sold some credit spreads, two 1650s, two 18s for Friday. A lot of premium in them, and so I got almost 50 cents for them today, and so I can absorb up to 217 and $2.50 move on SPY here in the next 2 days. I just have a feeling that any euphoria will be short lived, and this SPY is going to come back down. And people are going to start worrying about what the hell is next. Dollar, again, kind of went up today. I just think it's reaction to people squaring out positions here because it fell pretty hard here last couple days. And so now, we're going to see if they roll this thing over to with a dovish Fed, which I think is going to be a dovish Fed. I don't think their Fed's going to raise rates, personally. DBA, again, solid. It's pretty much hasn't gone anywhere all year, even with wheat and corn and soybean at record low prices. DBA held solid because softs, and with grain supporting it, DBA is going to go higher. The VIX, I just don't think with the news coming up with the Fed, they're going to take VIX down to 13. I'd be shocked. I'd be shorting the hell out of it if it starts to go down after the next day or two. But I think their next big move on is going to be after the Fed. XLE, same as ERX. Oil, it looks like it's ready to get another bounce here. A little bit of a bull flag setting up. I'm watching it. I bought CRK today. I bought CHK last week, and so I'm ready for this move. And I think there's going to be some sort of snapback rally here on this. Again, miners, I'm waiting. GLD, okay, so now it's sold off this after hours too. So I'm just watching this thing right now. I just think GLD will be a buy after we're coming right up to the Fed meeting. No sense in getting in it now. Same with GDX. Looks like it has room to the downside yet. This is a short. I don't have a buy signal on it yet. There's a hedge we put on every now and again. REK is real estate for those who can't have options or don't want anything that's a lot of drama. We had a trade, we put it on, we ended up pretty much flat on it and waiting to get back in it again. Love for it to get down to the 1750-60 area and buy it again. This stock, I'll make a prediction, in the next 18 months will be on the probably within 10 or 15 points of 100. I haven't traded sugar yet this year at all. It's been a pretty good trade for a while. And a lot of people are calling for it to fall. People that are smarter than me on the sugar trade. But it sure doesn't look like it to me. It looks like it's ready for another move higher. And so if you like it, you may get a 2 or 3% move on this thing again. And keep an eye on it. And sugar, milk, coffee, all going up. Keep an eye on Starbucks. Bad economy, higher input costs doesn't usually mean bullishness to me. SDS we talked about short. SRS the same with REK if you want a little bit more leverage. It looks like it's, like I said, if it got down to 37 area, I'd be a buyer here. GXJ again looks weak to me. It looks like it'll fall all the way down to 37. U-Gold I go back down to 11 here. Same with Nugget. I'm looking forward to being able to short dust again, but it looks like I have to wait a couple weeks. CHK, it's riding this linear regression line down. I'm looking for it for a pop. I'm looking for $6 on it. VXX just grind down as it always does. But I think there's going to be a little bit of a relief rally getting ready for the Fed, and then I think after that we'll get a Christmas rally. Coffee, this has been one of our best trades this year. We took half off up there at almost 26. Like to buy it back again, 24.30, 24.20 area. Coffee is demand is outstripping supply. Supply is falling. Very bullish. I'm looking for a double from here. UVXY, again, I think anything euphoric will be short-lived and you won't be able to get it tonight. And then it'll probably pop back up and then I'm looking for a sell the news event and for volatility to move back higher. UNG, I'm just got stopped out of Boyle again. I'm in natural gas longer term because of my view on what's going to happen with the weather, but it's pretty tough right now. So there's another buy on UNG here, but it's just really struggling to get any traction. But I'm looking for first whiff of cold weather. Natural gas is flying higher. Same with Boyle. Same with Jade as we talked about. Mosaic, it's been a good trade for us. It's we're in it again. We just had a trade on it. We made a nice trade on it. You could go out to our website, tradegenius.co. I keep the last month out there, and so we had a good trade on that. We're in November trade now. We got into this trade in the 23s. Now it's up 26. We moved our stop up to the mid 25s now, and make sure we lock in some good profit. But Mosaic's, in my view, is heading on its way back to $30 here. CRK, we bought it. I bought mine. I got in at $8.92 today. Put it buy signal at $8.95, $9 area, and it looks constructive. Little W bottom there, and I'm waiting for it to pop back up over $10 again. XIV we talked about, and we're done. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm talking about right now. I'd love to talk to you about what I think is going to happen next year. It's funny, people say you don't know the future, but you kind of do. We know enough things now, what's going to happen after this election. We're going to know who the president is, and we kind of know what her or his priorities are. We're going to know who the Senate and the House is going to be controlled by, and we know their views. We have a good sense of what we think the climate's going to look like in the next 6 months. And after December, we're going to have a good sense where the Fed's head is. And I think that's going to be enough for us to stitch together a good plan going into 2017. I'll share that with you guys tomorrow or Thursday, depending on how the election shakes out. Anyway, you guys have a great night. I'll catch you guys.